And I find that when I meet people in their latter years of life who are in good working order, it's because they're active. And you might have heard of the Blue Zone. National Geographic looked at groups of people who commonly live till a very long life. In fact, they even eventually wrote a book called The Blue Zone. And the three main people that they looked at was the Okinawans, which is a Japanese group. I think it's an island, and they commonly live to their into their hundreds. But it's not just long life, it's quality of life. These people are still active, even when they're 100.
As we grow older, the years seem to pass more quickly, and each one becomes more precious. If you're in your 60s, you may already be wondering how many healthy years you have ahead of you. The truth is, the way you feel today, your strength, your energy, even the sharpness of your mind, can offer valuable clues about your future. Some people in their 70s and 80s remain active, vibrant, and full of life, while others struggle with fatigue, illness, and declining mobility. What makes the difference? It often comes down to a few key indicators, subtle yet powerful signs that can give you insight into your longevity. In this video, we will explore 8 signs that can reveal how long and how well you may live beyond 60. These are not just vague theories. They are backed by real research from doctors and scientists who have studied the world's longest living people. By the end of this video, you will understand what to watch for in your own body and daily habits. More importantly, you will learn simple, natural ways to improve your health, increase your vitality, and maximize your lifespan. Stay with me until the end. You may be surprised by the small details that can have a profound impact on your future. But before we begin, I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching from today? Drop a comment below and feel free to ask any questions. Now let's dive in. I went to New Zealand and the lady I stayed with said to me, I do a 5K walk every morning, would you like to join me? It's through the forest. I said, I would love to. I don't have to get the kids up, I don't have to put the washing on the line, I don't have to get the breakfast going, because I still had a few teenagers at home then. Well, after about 3 kilometres, I could hardly keep up with her. And she was twice my size, 10 years younger. The next day when I woke up, I could hardly move. I could hardly move. She said, are you coming, Barbara? And I said, yeah, sure. How can I not go? I'm the health teacher. I'm in their town giving health lectures. Anyway, I definitely couldn't keep up with her this morning. And every time she turned around, she said, you going? Yeah, fine. Oh dear, did it hurt. It hurt very much. Let's begin by something so basic that many people overlook its importance: how fast you walk. Believe it or not, your walking speed is one of the most reliable predictors of longevity. Studies show that those who maintain a steady, brisk pace in their 60s and beyond tend to live longer than those who slow down significantly. Walking speed is linked to overall health, muscle strength, cardiovascular function, and even brain health. Consider 2 women, Anna and Claire, both 69 years old. Anna walks daily at a steady pace, navigates stairs easily, and moves confidently. Claire, however, has slowed down over the years. She takes frequent breaks, feels unsteady on her feet, and struggles to keep up with others. While Anna's brisk pace indicates that her body is still functioning well, Claire's slowing speed may be a sign of underlying health concerns such as muscle weakness, poor circulation, or even early neurological changes. Walking speed is not just about mobility, it reflects your body's vitality. When you walk briskly, it means your heart, lungs, and muscles are working efficiently. But if your pace slows, it can indicate that your body is struggling. If you find yourself needing to stop frequently or feeling breathless after short walks, don't dismiss it. It may be time to focus on strengthening your cardiovascular system and muscles. The good news, you can improve your walking speed. Start by taking short, frequent walks and gradually increase your pace and distance. If you've noticed yourself slowing down, don't ignore it. Your walking speed could be telling you a great deal about how long you'll stay active and independent. We had a young couple. How old were they? She was 78, he was 82, and they looked good. Now, 78, you can have a few wrinkles. Yes, they do come. But her forehead and her cheeks were hardly lined. You know, she had wrinkles in the edges here. And they swim 2 kilometres on Coffs Harbour Beach every morning, winter and summer. That's halfway down the east coast of Australia. I said, no wonder you guys look good. They didn't realise that they were causing a release of this human growth hormone every morning as they did their 2 kilometre swim on Coffs Harbour Beach. Let's discuss something you may not expect, your ability to stand on one leg. It sounds simple, but this small test reveals a great deal about your overall health and longevity. Researchers have found that balance is one of the strongest predictors of survival in older adults. Those who can stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds in their 60s and beyond tend to live longer, healthier lives. But those who struggle with balance are at a greater risk of falls, injuries, and even cognitive decline. Consider 2 men, John and Matthew, both in their early 60s. John is active. He takes daily walks, practices yoga, and can lift 1 foot off the ground without difficulty. Matthew, on the other hand, has not paid much attention to his balance. When he tries to stand on one leg, he immediately wobbles and has to hold on to something for support. What Matthew doesn't realise is that poor balance is more than just a sign of ageing. It's a warning signal. Weakening muscles, declining coordination, and even early signs of brain health issues can all manifest in balance problems. Your balance is a reflection of the harmony between your muscles, nervous system, and brain. When these systems work well together, your stability remains strong, but when they begin to weaken, it can indicate deeper health concerns. The good news, balance can be improved at any age. Simple exercises like standing on 1 foot for a few seconds daily, walking heel to toe, or practicing Tai Chi can significantly enhance stability. These activities not only strengthen your legs, but also improve coordination and cognitive function. Try this test right now. Stand up and lift 1 foot off the ground. Can you hold it for 10 seconds? If not, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Working on your balance today can mean a stronger, steadier future. And remember, balance isn't just about avoiding falls. It's about maintaining your independence and quality of life in the years ahead. Even doing this health bounce, I can feel my my calf muscles strengthening. Some people say, I'm not going to get on the rebounder because, I'm out of balance. Well, guess how you get into balance? By rebounding. If you're not used to this, at first you might be a little unstable, but the more you do it, you will notice you will get your balance. Your balance is set by the bottom of your feet and by the fine mechanisms in your ear. And so rebounding resets those fine mechanisms in your ear and resets the soles of your feet. Now let's talk about something you might not give much thought to, your grip strength. A firm handshake might seem like a small detail, but in older adults it's a powerful indicator of overall health. A strong grip suggests strong muscles, good circulation, and a well-functioning nervous system. A weak grip, on the other hand, can be an early warning sign of muscle loss, frailty, and even an increased risk of chronic disease. Meet Emma and Sarah, both 72 years old. Emma has remained physically active. She does lightweight training, keeps up with household chores, and has no trouble opening jars or carrying groceries. Sarah, however, has noticed that her grip has weakened. Simple tasks like twisting the lid off a jar have become more difficult. She dismisses it as a normal part of aging, but what she doesn't realize is that this loss of grip strength signals a loss of muscle mass, which can lead to frailty, falls, and a shorter lifespan. Your grip strength is not just about your hands, it reflects your entire body's muscle health. Studies show that those with a stronger grip tend to have better heart health, lower rates of disease, and even reduced risks of cognitive decline. On the flip side, weak grip strength can indicate sarcopenia. the age-related loss of muscle mass, which makes daily activities more challenging and increases vulnerability to injuries. The good news, you can rebuild your grip strength. Simple exercises like squeezing a stress ball, using hand grippers or carrying light weights can significantly improve it. These activities don't just strengthen your hands, they improve circulation and overall coordination. If you've noticed that shaking hands feels weaker than it used to, or that everyday tasks are becoming more difficult, don't ignore it. A strong grip today could mean a more independent and resilient future. This also explains why so many people are not well. It also explains why we have a lot of mental illness today. It also explains why people are aging far too young. It has a lot to do with sleep. Now, there are things that will definitely stop sleep. If you wake in the night, can't sleep, the worst thing you can do is look at your phone. Because remember what those devices are giving off, blue light? Yes, it's a different frequency to the sunlight, so you won't get the benefits of sunlight, but it's similar enough to give your brain the message, daytime, wake up! You won't sleep after you've looked at your phone, or very difficult to get back. One of the most overlooked but crucial indicators of longevity is the quality of your sleep. Poor sleep is not just about feeling tired. It's a sign that your body isn't repairing and rejuvenating itself properly. Studies show that consistently sleeping fewer than 6 hours per night is linked to higher risks of heart disease, cognitive decline, and even premature death. Take Mark and Chris, both 74 years old. Mark maintains a strong sleep routine. He goes to bed at the same time each night, avoids screens before bed, and wakes up feeling refreshed. Chris, on the other hand, struggles with restless nights. He often wakes up multiple times and his sleep is fragmented. Over time, Chris starts experiencing memory issues, increased stress, and low energy levels, all consequences of poor sleep. Good sleep is essential for hormone regulation, immune function, and brain health. If you struggle with sleep, focus on creating a restful environment, maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, and avoiding stimulants like caffeine and electronics before bed. Prioritizing sleep today will help you feel more energized and support long-term health. Another powerful but often underestimated factor in longevity is social connection. Research consistently shows that those with strong social bonds, friends, family, or community, live longer and healthier lives than those who are isolated. In fact, loneliness has been linked to an increased risk of heart disease, depression, and even dementia. Look at Rachel and Emma, both 76 years old. Rachel stays socially active. She regularly meets with friends, participates in group activities, and has strong relationships with her family. Emma, on the other hand, has become more isolated over the years. She rarely engages in social activities and spends most of her time alone. Studies reveal that individuals like Rachel, who maintain an active social life, are not only happier, but also have a lower risk of disease and cognitive decline. If you've withdrawn from social interactions, it's never too late to reconnect. Join a club, volunteer, or simply reach out to an old friend. Staying socially engaged isn't just about enjoying life. It's a key factor in how long and how well you live. But what I'm going to show you today, how your brain need never deteriorate. God never meant the brain to deteriorate. Yes, the body will deteriorate, but you can slow that down. But the brain need never deteriorate. Isn't that wonderful news? It's wonderful news because it means everyone in this room, their brains need never deteriorate. But it's very sad news because we know so many people whose brains are deteriorating. Is that right? The current figures in Australia are 1,700 cases of dementia are being diagnosed every week. Scary, isn't it? If you can't, it's time to learn. Whether you're 9 or 90, got that? I love the story of the 92-year-old man who learned to play the piano. Most people in their latter years find it hard
because they're dehydrated, they're having too much coffee, they're going to bed they're not exercising. Exercise has got nothing to do with age. If you don't use this body, you will lose the strength of it.
Your brain health is one of the strongest indicators of longevity. If you can recall information easily, engage in deep conversations, and remain curious about learning new things, it's a sign that your cognitive function is intact. However, if you've noticed increasing forgetfulness, trouble concentrating, or difficulty recalling words, these may be early warning signs of cognitive decline. Consider Michael and David, both 74 years old. Michael keeps his mind sharp by reading, learning new skills, and challenging his brain with puzzles. David, on the other hand, has stopped engaging in mentally stimulating activities and notices his memory slipping. Studies show that those who continue learning and keeping their brains active have a much lower risk of dementia and cognitive decline. Keeping your brain healthy requires lifelong engagement. Read, play chess, learn a new language, or engage in activities that challenge you. The brain, like a muscle, must be exercised to stay strong.
Her emotions go down that panic pathway. She doesn't realise what's happening. And then as the days go by, she starts to panic more and more, even at little things that don't seem to be very big. Her husband takes her to the doctor. He refers her to a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist says, "We found the cause of all your problems. You get panic attacks. You will need to be on medication, probably for the rest of your life." Whew. When she goes home, her mother says, "What did he say?" "He said, I get panic attacks." "What does that do to the pathway?" That puts a little bit of Rio in there. "He said, I'll be on panic attack medication for the rest of my life." Oh, you see, the more you say it, the more you think it, the more you go there, the stronger those pathways get. They're physical pathways. Reminds me of the old saying that repetition deepens the impression. And repetition is the mother of retention, going over it and over it.
Chronic stress is a silent destroyer of health. High stress levels contribute to inflammation, heart disease, and weakened immune function. People who manage stress well tend to live longer, healthier lives. Meet Olivia and Charlotte, both 71. Olivia practices stress management techniques like deep breathing, meditation, and spending time in nature. Charlotte, however, is constantly worried and rarely takes time to relax. Over time, Charlotte develops high blood pressure and struggles with anxiety, while Olivia maintains a calm and balanced life. If you experience chronic stress, take steps to manage it. Practice relaxation techniques, engage in regular exercise, and find activities that bring you joy. Reducing stress today will pay off in years of better health ahead. Now let's talk about the impact of your diet and weight. One of the most critical indicators of longevity is your diet and body weight. Excess weight, particularly around the waist, increases the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and premature aging. Meanwhile, those who eat whole, nutrient-dense foods and maintain a healthy weight tend to live longer. Compare Arthur and Mark, both 69. Arthur eats a diet rich in whole foods, vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, and proteins. He maintains a healthy weight and stays active. Albert, however, relies on processed foods, sugary drinks, and unhealthy fats. Over time, Albert develops metabolic issues, while Arthur remains vibrant and energetic. If you want to live well beyond 60, focus on whole, unprocessed foods, reduce sugar intake, and maintain a healthy weight. What you eat today shapes your future health. These 8 signs, balance, grip strength, walking speed, sleep quality, social connections, cognitive health, stress management, and diet, provide a powerful roadmap to longevity. If you recognize areas where you can improve, take action today. Small, consistent changes can have a profound impact on your health and lifespan. Your body has an incredible ability to heal and strengthen itself at any age. By paying attention to these signs and making positive changes, you can ensure a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life. Remember, longevity isn't just about living longer, it's about living well. If you found this information valuable, be sure to subscribe and stay with me for more insights on living a healthier, longer life.